Alright, hello, hello, hello. Let's just get on with things. That's better. Alright, making great progress with my my gacha game so far. Just testing some things. Okay, so moment of truth. Great time to go live because I can show you what it looks like. Let's just test it and see what happens. I don't know if the last roll worked properly, if everything worked properly, and I just hadn't formatted my results properly, then I had 2,000 gems. I spent 1,600. So when I try to do a multi now, it should not let me do it because it should have took the money off me. So it should come back with like insufficient currency or something. Oh no, I can see. Okay, I've set that up then, so I can see that my gems are still 2,000. Okay, so it didn't take the money off me. Interesting. So I need to fix that. Alright, let's test it anyway. See what we get. So I'm going to do a 10 pull. Okay, there we go. So our pity is at 60. Our balance is now 0. That's not correct. That is not correct. Okay, we got our guaranteed SR character because we did a 10 pull. Oh, and it's giving me the same freaking... Oh, what is going on? Wait, just a minute. Hang on, I can't show this code. I can't show my magic code for the gacha because... I mean, it's fine. It's actually so solid. It's actually so solid that... even if you wanted to reverse engineer, like the only way I've set it up in a way where the only way you can cheat and get the game to give you free gacha is if you're able to basically hack Unity's servers and change the values yourself. And there's not a lot I can do about that. If someone's smart enough to hack Unity, then it's out of my control. Okay, we're getting... Why are we getting the same? Right, let me make sure that this version that I'm looking at is the deployed version. Because that code looks right to me. And the best part is I don't even know JavaScript. It's all in bloody JavaScript. Because it kind of has to be. And I don't even know JavaScript, but I think I've got the hang of it enough now to do what I need to do. That's the main thing. Alright, we're signed into the game. We've still got 2,000 gems. That's a bad sign. Yeah. Okay, there's still some issues then. Where the fuck is my test thing? Oh, I left it open. Okay, I see it. Right, there we go. Okay, let's try to do a 10 pull. Well, that's a new error. That's a new error. Deserialization exception. Error converting value null to type system integer 32 on balance. Why is balance null? Why is balance null? Well, it wasn't saying that on my live code version. Or what was my live code version? Let me just look at my live code version real quick and see if I can spot the difference. What did I forget to change? Okay, let me just do this to make sure that everything is consistently the same across client and server, because I'm starting to get a little bit confused. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, let's do a 10 pull. Deserialization exception could not find member message on object type gacha result. Message? Oh, okay. That might have been... The message is probably telling us we don't have enough currency. I didn't realize... I can show this side of things. Okay, so all we need to do then, that will be part of the gacha result class. Okay, so yeah, okay, I did forget about that. So when there's a problem, we may well need to send a message back to the client to say the reason why we can't complete the request. In this case, the message should be insufficient currency. Hello, Pika. Yeah, in this case, the message should be insufficient currency. Because what's great about this gacha system that I've made is we do not trust the client at all. All the client does is say, hey, I want to do a roll, or hey, I want to do a 10 pull. And the server does everything else. The server's like, okay, let me make sure that we can do that for you. And so we shouldn't be able to do this because we haven't got enough currency right now. We've only got 400 currency. So if I try and do a 10 pull, the message should come back with, but we didn't log the message. God damn it. Could not find member success. Why does it need all these members? I don't understand. And why is it success? Is success a bool? God damn it. I didn't realize we're returning so much shit. Right, let me just hide my code. Let me just check to see what success is. It's probably a bool. I didn't realize I was going to return all of that though. Have I got only one copy of this open? No, I've got 2 copies open. I need to know which copy is which. Let me close both of these copies. Yeah, I still don't want to show you my code because it's not a good idea to show the code for how we're doing this. Because it would help people cheat and reverse engineer and do, you know, exploit the system or whatever. Do you manage to get Zilon in? Yes, I did actually. Yeah, I did get her. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel. She's not very. I'm not very impressed so far. I gotta be honest. I'm really not impressed. Like, and she's not fully built yet, but I feel like she should be doing more damage than she is. She's kind of trash. Kachina's better, honestly. Kachina's better, but whatever. She's hot, so she's nice to look at least. And a roller blades are quite cool. We'll see. I mean, I basically tested it for all of like 20 minutes last night because I was so busy with everything else. Right, let me just take a look at this 1 second. Because it's saying it wants a return type of success, which I'm guessing is going to be a bool. Yeah, no, we don't return. Yes, we do. We do when there isn't enough currency. Yeah, go on then. We'll set it up like that so that it matches everything. Okay, so we want a public bool success to say whether it was successful or not. I could see that being handy, but the problem is we don't return that as true when it is successful. So I'm going to modify it so that we do, otherwise that bool kind of only works one way, right? So final results, player ID, session ID, pity, balance, roll results. So after session ID, we'll return success as true. Okay, let me just deploy that to the servers. Cannot show that code. I'm not running, goddammit. Alright, let's do this. So what we should see now is it should return false. Actually, let me just... Yeah, we don't actually... What we can do is we can say if... We can say if role... If gacha result, what do we call it? If results.success, then we debug it this way. Else, we can debug it by just saying debug.log gacha was not successful, or gacha was rejected by server, and then we can do debug.log reason message result.message. There we go. Alright, let's try it now. I completed Act 3 of Natlan Argon quest story, and it was okay with no voice of Kachino, and Kenichi Pulse had a long ending that act. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for somebody to do it on YouTube or Twitch or something, and I'll absorb it properly then. Okay, where's my test? Sweet. There it is. Okay, so we try and do a pull with, well, a 10 pull with 400 currency. We will never let the player even send this script. Only a hacker would be able to send this script if they don't have enough currency. But yes, we need to make sure that if a hacker does send this script when they don't have enough currency, that we reject them. There you go. Gacha was rejected by the server. Oh, it actually says reasons. Error decrementing player currency. Request failed with status code 422. Okay, that's not the valid reason. So it seems like something went wrong in my logic. Heard the Infinity Nikki game is not got confirmed to have gacha mechanics today, but clothing only. Isn't that like a bloody stupid dress-up girls game or something? That looks like a game for 4-year-olds, Pika. It looks trash, to be honest. It says me making my first trash gacha. Right, let me just figure this out. Why did it not... I'm looking at the wrong script. Why did it not fail when it did the balance check? Because it also came back. It came back with balance 0. Which isn't correct. Okay, because we declare it as 0 before we call the API. So the chances that the API is failing because it's not being updated by the API. I think that's already an integer. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to comment that out, and I'm going to not pass that as an integer and send it straight across. The reason we had to pass the other API as an integer is because I think that API stores its values as strings. So let's just redeploy that and see if that changes anything. Okay, let's see it now. So we expect it to fail. It should fail. We've only got 400 currency. Gacha was rejected by server. Error decrementing player currency. Failed with status code 422. That's so weird. It shouldn't get that far in the script. And balance should be correct. Balance should be getting picked up as 400. We still got a problem. So it doesn't fall out there. So it's getting past that point. But pity also returns as 0. I suppose we're just... No, I suppose we're just querying it. That's why that's confusing. Yeah, but the fact that... Yeah, okay, not... Okay, pity should return 0. Because we should be falling out of the script before we query player pity. Because we don't care about player pity if they don't have enough currency to do the pulls. So I drop out early and just return to the player, return to the client to say, this player cannot do a 10 pull right now. They don't have enough currency. There's no point looking at the player's pity at that point because most likely they're a hacker and they're trying to fucking get free pulls. That's the only time that's ever really going to happen, is if somebody's legitimately trying to fucking get free shit out of the game. Because we would never even put the request through on the client side if they don't have enough currency. So the fact that the request goes through to the server in the first place is somebody being naughty and trying to take advantage of our system. So pity I would expect to return as 0. Or null. But balance is being queried obviously to figure out whether they've got enough currency. So why balance is returning... Oh wait, no, I know why. Okay, I know why. Okay, let me just redeploy this. Yeah, okay, I know why. Because I wasn't actually sending it back in the constructor. So we weren't basically passing that value back to the output of the script. So I have just added that now. So let's see if it comes back now with the correct balance. I think maybe it will. Are you freaking kidding me? I swear to God. Do I have to put at? No. Alright, so let's look into the game. And run a test. It should come back with balance 400. No, it's still saying balance 0. What the frick is going on? I don't understand why it's not sending the balance back correctly. There's got to be a problem with this API call. But the documentation on this is kind of trash. This is not helpful. Okay, this is the one that I want. It's the one that I want. Okay, I can show this. Get player currencies. Okay, so get player currencies, request parameters, currencies API, get player currencies request. Which is this. Which has read-only project ID, read-only player ID. Limit, which is optional, which we don't use. Config assignment hash, which is optional, which we don't use. And after... the currency ID after which to retrieve the next page of balances. Which we also don't use because we also don't need to use. This documentation is tragic. It's not as good as the cloud save documentation. The cloud save documentation actually makes it clear how to pass those parameters. All this does is it says, oh, it's of this type, and then it just says, yeah, this is a string, this is a string. It's like, yeah, but you're not showing me how to make the request properly. It's not throwing an error though, it's not throwing an exception, but it's also not returning the value correctly. So there's something wrong with the formatting in the API request. Get a list of currency balances for a player, results ordered in ascending currency ID. Let me just hide my screen a second. What type of gacha will you create that's new and hasn't been done before? Don't ask me weird questions. My head's too deep in this side of things right now. I don't know. I've had some ideas floating around, but I don't know whether any of them will work. I don't know. I've got some ideas. I can't talk about them right now. Okay, I can format this to ChatGPT. I keep getting balance returned to me. Okay, here's what happens. When I run the script, let's just keep it simple. When I run the script with inadequate currency, inadequate currency the script returns right, when I run the script with inadequate currency, the script returns unsuccessful with balance 0, even when the balance is not 0. Firstly, the script should reject before getting that far. If currency is insufficient. Secondly, the fact that balance is returning an incorrect value makes me think our API request is not formatted correctly. Well, hang on, before I ask ChatGPT to help me with this, let's just see what, if I was going to spitball it, because I don't know JavaScript, so I've got to try and let's get ChatGPT's help with this, because I don't know how to do things like arrays and stuff in JavaScript. The documentation says it returns a list of currencies. If this was Unity, I would modify the script. Well, let's put C#. If this was C#, I would modify the script to instead store an array to hold the results in and then find the ID in that array. How can I do something similar in JavaScript? Right, and then I'll show it my function. There's my check currency function. See what it comes back with. It doesn't actually say it returns a list there. Let's see what it says. Okay, to address both the issues you're facing, ensure the script rejects the session before attempting the currency decrement. If there is insufficient currency, the script should check the balance of the player's currency and reject the session if the balance is inadequate. Yeah, no shit. This check should happen before calling any function to decrement the balance. Correctly handle a list of currencies. Since the API returns a list of currencies, I'm guessing it does, that's what it says it does. You'll need to iterate over the list to find the ID of the currency that we're using. So it's given me an example. because I'm trying to learn. So now we're no longer sending a currency ID in the API header request. But we don't declare our constant any differently to how we would a string. Now this might be where JavaScript differs from C#, perhaps. Interesting. But how are we iterating through the array? So we're saying currency ID equals currency data.data.results.find. So you can literally do like a search dictionary on an array then, it looks like. And also it looks like JavaScript doesn't handle arrays or strings any differently. Weird. Well, in terms of declaring them, I mean, let's see if this actually changes anything. All right, let's see what we get. And yeah, you don't make, like, that's not your priority when you're making a gacha game like this. You're making your first ever gacha, you don't sit there and say, oh, how can my gacha be the most unique gacha that anyone's ever made, ever? Because you're going to have, I'm going to have so much on my plate just making a functional gacha game at all. Because I've never done it before. So this is just going to be a piss. This game is basically just going to be a piss take of all the other gacha games out there. It's so I can learn how to do it, and so I can make sure everything's working, and so I can. It's like a proof of concept, right? You need to crawl before you can do marathons, and so yeah, that's not really important. What's important is that all of the systems work correctly and that it functions correctly as a gacha game, and it's not like the easiest thing to exploit or whatever. That in itself is a challenge, believe me. And then once you're familiar with that, right, it's like, okay, that all works. Then you can start thinking about, okay, let's try and make something, you know, specifically good. I mean, I'm still going to try and make a cool game or whatever, because obviously it's going to take me fucking months and months and months, maybe even years. Oh shit, what did it say? Shit, what did it say? I wasn't paying attention. What's happening? It's not even returning anything. What the hell? Makes sense. Yeah, you can't do marathons before you can crawl. It's like asking a baby that's crawling on the floor. So how many Olympic sprinting... I mean, if you take... Obviously, if you're being playful and you've taken the piss, you might say something like that. But in being genuinely serious, like, so how many relays are you going to do? How many Olympic... How... The baby's like... That's me right now. I'm the... trying to learn how to do this. So I'm not... Last thing I can consider. I did think about that, though, because... I had an idea, but I don't know if it'll work or not. Of something that might be a little bit different. But it probably would also be really fucking boring, so it's probably not going to work. But you've got to do that and test it and see if it's fun. And we're not there yet because we're still getting all these underlying core systems in place. No, same result as last time. What's really annoying about this is Cloud Code won't let me attach this player in the console to test in the console, which is where I've done all my testing so far. And this has become so advanced now that we can no longer test it with like a random anonymous player. It's expecting things to be laid out exactly the way I'm laying it out for my player accounts. So now it has to be a genuine player account that is linked to this game. Which makes this much harder to test because I don't get as much feedback from the script as I would like. But that's enough feedback to let me know that something is still wrong. I've turned the screen off, haven't I? Yes. I don't understand. I know what the problem is. I just don't know how to fix it because the documentation is so trash. Okay, I got a good idea. I've got a good idea. You have to spoon feed ChatGPT sometimes. Exact same 400 result as before. So let's step backwards. Can I return the count of the currency array in message string so that we can figure out if the data being returned is indeed an array. Better yet, can you give me a debug script which deconstructs the data object received from this API request so we can inspect its layout and proceed from there. Structure would be a better word. Okay, I should be able to show this because this is all just Unity stuff now. Sure, let's step back and inspect the data structure returned by the API in detail. A good way to troubleshoot this is to log or return the entire object and its structure so you can see exactly what's being returned by the API. Exactly, because clearly we're not getting anything logical coming back, anything logical that we can do anything with it. Okay. So this is going to add to the log. I can't see the log though. Fucking hell. From Unity. It's going to add to the message current array length and then the array length. And it's trying to say full currency data response. $JSON stringify currency data null. To blah blah blah. Number of currencies returned. Yeah, I need it. I need to be able to see this though. Logger.info. Include the raw data for the inspection. So what type is this? Data. What the fuck is data though? It's gotta be a... Is this like a JSON thing? I don't even know... Where even is data being defined? Oh yeah, currency data results. So I think that's gonna come back as a string maybe. So for debug purposes, we can just declare it as a string, I guess. Okay, I can show that now. But I also need to make sure that I debug that. This is what we need to see. Okay, let's see what it comes back with. This is really, really good. So I'm still quite new to APIs, but I learned a lot about APIs making PCBoo, because PCBoo uses a shit ton of them. He uses Google's, YouTube's, Twitch's. So I did learn quite a lot about APIs building him. But the documentation for this one is particularly shit. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot. Data came back as null. That's helpful. Are you fucking kidding me? Were we returning it? We were returning it. If the data came back as null, it indicates there might be an issue with the API call. Yeah, no shit. Such as incorrect parameters or issues with the player's data on the server. Here's how you can troubleshoot further. It's not the project ID or the player ID. 1,000,000,000%. Check it. It's definitely not permissions. Fall back to all currencies. If the API is returning null when filtering for a specific currency, we're not filtering a specific currency though, are we? Not here, we're not. We're literally saying currency data.results. This documentation for this one is absolute garbage. It's so bad. That one's fine. I figured that out. That took a while to figure out, but I got there in the end. But this one is a right pain in the ass. It doesn't tell you enough about it, right? Let's just go through step by step. So we should be using a configuration, right, that's configuration API though, right? Import currencies API. Currencies API. Are we using currencies API? Let me just hide the screen. We should be. It's probably fine, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, we're using currencies API and we're passing context to it. Constructor, currency API. Okay. It's fine. I'll show this. This part is fine because this part is fine. Okay. Let's go through step by step. My declaration for the API. Documentation. Let me know if this matches. Right. Your declaration for the API looks mostly correct, but let's walk through step by step to ensure everything is set up according to the documentation. From the documentation, you need to import currencies API like this. Isn't that what I'm doing? Isn't that exactly what I am doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm doing it. Look, I sent it the wrong thing. That's exactly how I'm declaring it, but I'm declaring it up there. Okay, but at least that's fine because it's sanity checking, right? So we'll literally paste that in, but it looks the same to me. Yeah, it's literally, I am declaring it correctly. Creating the API instance, wait, there's different documentation on that. Next, you need to instantiate the currencies API class with an optional configuration. You're racing ahead. We're not there yet. I want to go through step by step. You can't go through step by step because you're not fucking Unity API, are you, little bitch? So slow the fuck down. Constructor. New currencies API configuration. What's the difference between constructor and constructors? Oh, okay, constructor is just the constructor for the constructors heading class. Okay, so let's just chill out. Yes, I was declaring correctly. Just pasted the wrong code, the wrong part. Constructor in my code yeah, I don't know if that's correct though, because new currency data, we're going straight into eco, but eco is the declaration for the API. So we're basically calling on the currencies API. There is no API key. Yes, your code for calling get player credentials looks mostly correct, but let's review it in light of full API documentation and the potential issues you're seeing. The signature of get player currencies is as follows. Get player currencies, request parameters, currencies API get player currencies request, options. Where currencies, shut up. Where currencies API get player currencies request consists of project ID as a string, which we're passing, player ID is a string, which we're also passing, currency ID, and array as string. Your current code potentially shows project ID and player ID not properly set. They are set. Well, then how come all the other fucking APIs are working correctly from Unity then in our scripts? Why would that one be upset with it when those are derived from context? It's not that. It's definitely not that. 1,000,000,000%. Because we're using Unity's own fucking context system for that. Missing, you are not passing the optional currency ID, which is fine if you want to retrieve all currencies. However, if you want to specifically, yeah, well, I tried doing that. I changed it because it thinks we should do it like that, but this wasn't. That's how I was doing it originally, but it was giving me the same issue, and so I tried changing it. Okay, let's redeploy it like that and just see what it does. Because to be fair, now we're logging like the data as an object. Maybe it's a mixture of a few things. What's a gacha game? You don't want to know. You know, you sweet summer child. I'm not going to corrupt you. You stay sweet and innocent, like the sweet summer child you are. Okay, now it's fixed. What is a gacha game? Hello, are you live? Or is this a replay? Why is screen black? Yeah, I can't show. Okay, bye. Yeah, I can't show all the code for this, that's why. I can show parts of it. Right, okay, so did we redeploy? I think we redeployed. So let's see what happens now. Because now that we're debugging the object, we're interested to see what the object comes back with. Okay, so we're signed into the game. Let's try and do a multi. We don't have enough currency. Yeah, same issue as before. Pity comes back as 0, that's correct, because we don't even bother finding out what pity is at this point. Balance 0 is incorrect, that should come back as 400. A gacha game is like a bank that you go to and borrow money from. Not really. No, banks where you go and they stab you, steal your wallet, and give you nothing in return. Reasons: error documenting playing currency and object is still null. Okay. So I changed the constructor and I still get the same output. Am I logging the output in Unity correctly? Your logging setup in Unity looks mostly correct. You always say mostly correct. He's such a little bitch, this guy. You're mostly correct. Mostly. It's always fully correct. What are you talking about? You haven't pointed out a single thing that's wrong. But there are a few things we can clarify to ensure that you're capturing and displaying the output properly. Let's break down your code and make sure everything is functioning as intended. No, it's not. Why do you think I'm fucking talking to you? Debug log pity, result pity, balance, result balance. If result success, then for each result roll, give the rarity in the character. Else, gacha was rejected by server and reasons why it was. Key points to consider. Output of result.data. Since you have declared data in the gacha result class as string, logging it directly might not show detailed information. If you intend to log an array or a complex object, you should serialize it into JSON. Yeah, okay, well, this is good. This is good. This is what I don't know how to do. I'm not familiar enough with JSON to know this. So if we declare it as an object, apparently, okay. So we can change it to an object, and then we can say debug log object. Yes, the role class exists. Gaslighting piece of shit. There we go. Okay, let's see if that returns anything differently. Alexandria, long time no see. I thought you were dead. Ugly Marion came out today. Did she? But chicken wings is more high priority than her for me. I think Marion's quite hot actually. She's the one in the purple, isn't she? I might have a go. But you wanted it was the one we speak to with the Tetris blocks. I forgot her name. Tetris girl. You want a Tetris block girl, I think. I don't know. I might prefer Marion to be honest. I think you don't think she's hot. I think she was quite hot. But she's trash. She's a trash unit, but she's hot at least. She's a free 5-star. Well, you might as well get yourself a Marion as well then. She's free. Why not? Alright, let's test it. See what we get. Balance 0. Gacha was rejected by server. Error decrementing player currency. Same problem as before. Our deserialized object contains absolutely nothing. Just like I've been saying all along. There's something really genuinely wrong with this fucking API request. Obviously. Oh, Unity! Unity. Your pregnant maid is so OP with a joke gun. I kill a new boss in like 5 seconds. Awesome. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he did say he hated Wooer. Who? Oh, Alexandria Cappy finally gave up. I can't see anything. Stupid, go away. Oh my god, this is how much chat I get to see. Like barely anything. Can't fucking do anything. Yeah, I'm not. I'll come back to Word at some point. I'm just too busy right now. Can you not see? I'm so swamped trying to do all this. This doesn't do itself, you know. And when Unity documentation is so fucking sparse and shit. The worst part is this is bleeding edge stuff, right? So this is brand new from Unity. And so it's still in pre-release, and so that's the other problem with it is. So here's what normally happens with Unity. Unity releases something, their documentation is confusing and garbage because it always is, and eventually the community sort of reverse engineers it and figures it out, which I'm now that guy, I guess, and you end up finding good guides on it from the community and better documentation and better help from the community. But because this is still in pre-release, the community hasn't really done that with this yet. Like, you Google this, and it's just like, Google's like, what now? You want a what now? And ChatGPT's only trained up to fucking 1984, so, like, that doesn't know what the fucking API is. So this is like the blind leading the blind. It's terrible. Once you get the right syntax, though, well, it's like anything in programming, right? Once you find the right way of speaking to it, everything's fine, and you can it'll just work. But this one, my god, just trying to read play currency from a fucking JavaScript is like trying to get blood out of a fucking stone. I can do it in Unity, but we can't trust the client. We should not trust the client because, you know, that's literally what Tower of Fantasy did. My gacha game you won't be able to do that. Do you remember hearing the Tower of Fantasy? This is the best part ever, right? Tower of Fantasy fucked up so badly. So somebody figured out that you could use Cheat Engine and you could stop the result from going through from the gacha. So the result was like calculated on a client or whatever, and it updated the server. Like, how fucking stupid have you got to be? And people had figured out if you disconnected your internet at the right time or whatever, then the result wouldn't be on the account. So you could stop the result going from the client to update the server. First of all, why the hell would you do it that way around? That is so stupid. Anyway, so then they shut the game down for another fucking week while I tried to fix it all. And then to apologize for the outage time, they gave a reward which was like, I don't know, there was like something crazy like 100 pulls or something, right? Or I don't know, 20 pulls, whatever it was. And then somebody figured out that you could duplicate that email message that came through with the reward on it, or that item on your account, as many times as you wanted. And then people use the apology polls to reclaim the polls over and over and over and over again. And it's like, you idiot! Every claim should have a serial number, and it should say whether the players claimed it or not. And they can only, that way they can only ever claim it once. Like, they are so incompetent. So I'm not that incompetent. Look, you shouldn't. You're distracting me, Alexandria. You know that. But now I wanna see for myself. Has anybody else documented this better than Unity? Go away! Fuck off, game! I'm trying to type! Oh my god! Let me just see if anybody's... Because I haven't looked at this one, to be fair. See what I mean? It's only... Like, only Unity knows about this. Oh my god, no way. I'm new to using Unity gaming services and realized that players are able to modify their own balance and inventory using REST APIs. This better not be true. Oh great! So you've got to modify economy to stop players from being able to modify their own balance. Fucking great. Yeah, we'll do all that when we get that far in, but we're not that far in yet. If Terra Fantasy had that much of a mess, then what's going to happen with their next game? Well, hopefully they've learned their lesson by now, right? But how could a company funded by Tencent, that's a child company of Tencent, how can they make a gacha game and be that incompetent? Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable what a shit show that game was when it came out. Do you remember all the hacking as well, the West? Like, they hadn't even fixed any of that. Like, I thought, oh, when it, at least they've gone through hell and back on China, so when they release it globally, everything should be locked down and tight, right? Was it? Fuck. They basically gave us their version 1.0, didn't they? And then people were just fucking hacking the shit out of it. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at. I've got 1,000 gems, so probably not going to get anything. Let's have a look then. Oh, that's not where I want to be. Remember the Owly Giant character hacker? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, she's not as hot as I remember. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Who am I thinking of? We're not going to get her, but we'll do our polls anyway, just in case. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Do you know what I mean? If it was meant to be, then she'll show up at 0.1%. Yeah, that's what I thought. Her paid skin is naked boobs, LMAO. And maybe that's the thing I've seen. Yeah, maybe it's her skin I've seen where she looks hot. She's kind of cute in a normal outfit, but it's not what I was thinking of. So I'm either thinking of a paid skin or a different character, I'm not sure. Yeah, and we're out. So unless we've got... We do. We've got one more. Oh. We've got 5 more. Alright. We won't get her though. She's 0.1%. But imagine if we did. I don't even think it's 0.1%. I think it's actually really this. They're doing a game. What do they call it? That one where there was 0% in reality, and they told everybody it was really low. They've probably done that. Took a leaf out of their book. And this is our last attempt. Unless that 4-star gave me one back. Did it? No. Too short. I guess while I'm in here, I'll quickly... I don't want to do this one. I could spend my energy, I guess. What's this trash? I need to fix my own game though. Yeah, their API documentation is not very good. And I don't like reading about players. Because I was wondering that. I was like, well... They've made their API a little open here. Like, couldn't people just figure... Anyone who's good with APIs... I should ask them to help me make the game. You know, couldn't they just put requests through and modify their own balance? So it seems like, yeah, that I was going to do that anyway. Where? Can I get it for free? What? Oh, is this... Am I just getting her for free, or am I supposed to choose? Like, am I waiting to choose somebody and we get more options later on, or is it a one and done? I got a weapon pole. Just summon her from the events. Yeah, she's a free 5-star. Oh, nice! Oh, how can you complain? How could you complain? God damn it. I feel like such a fool. Well, I didn't know. I haven't been keeping up with this game. I've been busy. We did her. I don't care about those 20 gems. Where's the... Oh, yeah. It definitely was this that I was thinking of. This is exactly what I was thinking of. God damn it. Go on then. Let's see it. I'm not buying it. No way I'm buying it. Oh, god damn it, though. See, why did... You know why? Why am I asking why? Gee, I wonder, why would they do this? I can't think why they would do this. Why would they even consider doing this? Have we got new maps or something? This is actually a new map. Nowhere. Oh, she's not even automatic. You really want to hip shoot though, don't you, with this character? Something tells me you want to hip shoot. I think. I barely got to see the jiggles. Cat Fantasy's vaporware. You leave Cat Fantasy alone. I've learned a lot from Cat Fantasy. Says the Snowbreak enjoyer. They're about the same, I would say. They're about the same. Alright, I think I'm done. Am I done? Wait, you know what? I can get some more gems. I've got the character now though. Why do I need gems? I don't even need gems anymore. But I can, but I should get them anyway because I've literally just got to do this. And the best thing about this game is you don't even have to play it to get the characters. Like, I haven't played this game in quite some time now. And yeah, I'm still able to get the characters by just logging in and pressing buttons. It's great. I kind of wish Star Rail was more like this. Star Rail's like, no, you must marry me and spend 16 honeymoons, all of 700 hours each, to get 3 pulls. And then we won't give you the character. Well, actually, I can't say that when I won the last 11 50-50s in a row, really, can I? But you know, you get what I'm saying. Right. Should I level? I should level Boobs McGee up, shouldn't I? Boobs McGee could be pretty much anybody except Etchel in this game. What are you doing with constellations going stale? Oh my god, she reached the max, look. I got a max Sirius. I bet you haven't got a max. I bet you haven't got a max 4-star Sirius on your account, have you? Huh? Ah, you've got the better one. With the shield. I'm so jealous. Right. Where is she, the little slag? Why are all these... Because I don't play the game, that's why. Okay, my cat's well on the way. I've been stimulating these girls a lot, as you can see. Yeah. Put her logistics on and save them so you don't lose them. They are the perfect ones. Okay, you'll have to tell me which ones they are. What weapon does she want? Can I get... There'll be a weapon in the event, won't they? Right, so logistics. Let's start at the beginning. It should say recommended, shouldn't it? There we go. Equip. Equip. And equip. God damn, these logistic characters are hotter than the main characters now. Neuronics. I don't know, what do we want? I don't know, just whatever. I'll do them all anyway eventually. Shut up. Yes, whatever. Back. Okay, and there should be a weapon in the event for us, shouldn't there? Let's have a look. Hang on, there's way too much text on my screen right now. I want to talk shit about Tencent Child Company so bad, but their legal firm is literally next to my blog. They can afford a legal firm with their... Well, yeah, you need 10 legal firms when you're that incompetent. I'll say it, I don't care. Put the logistics on and save them so you don't lose them. And then if you're... What's Pika saying? If you're going to call us viewers by game name... What? Then it will funny... How much crack have you smoked today, Pika? If you're going to call us viewers by game name, then it will funny if you called someone the wooer enjoyer. Alright, I'll send that to my translation team and I'll get back to you on that. Make sure to put Marian Logistics on. The free ones are perfect. Just make sure you lock them too, because they are literally 95% perfect. You are so paranoid about these logistics. It sounds like you love the logistics, but you hate the character, which is kind of strange. Right, which one does she want? I haven't got enough currency anywhere. Opal Prism? I don't know what type of gun does she have. It's got to be Opal Prism because the other two were in here the other day when I was in here, but she wasn't. So it's got to be this one, right? It's got to be this one. Yeah, I think it's Opal Prism. Will I only play Snowbreak as my only gacha game? Look at you. Opal Prism, and you just lock the ones you got. Alright, alright. You're way too passionate about this game. It's not strange as well. Of all the games that you are the biggest advocate for, this is the one. I remember as well, it wasn't that long before you started playing it. You said something like, oh, this is the most Snowbreak, the game completely devoid of personality. You said something like that, and I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. And I kind of thought I kind of thought that, yeah, you're not wrong, but it's still kind of fun. And then the next thing I know, you're like, hey, it's the best game. Well, you've never said it was the best game ever, but you think it was. All I want to play now is this game. It's great. Somehow this game got its tentacles in you, and it's never letting go. Never letting go. Alright, how do I lock logistics? Oh, this is costing way too much time. Lock. There, you happy? Lock. Lock. Can we train any of them? I'll train her. Oh, I'll train her. Defense boost, wonderful. So lucky. Right, I have 16,000 Gemmy. The best game wooer is what? Snowbreak isn't the best game wooer is. Wait, those messages got mixed up. I started reading the message and it turned into another message. So I read the first half of one message, the second half of the other message, and it still made more sense than what Pika normally writes. Right, it's still true. Will you guys slow down? I cannot keep up with this. Right, Pika, I didn't read this one. I play compiled. There were only a few typos. Cappy, I meant game names, not game name. I know I'm just winding you up. It's still true. I have 16,000 Gemmy Wemmies for next waifu. Snowbreak isn't the best game wooer is. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing, you guys. You guys pick two of the worst gacha games in my opinion to be obsessed with. And it's like, okay, I can understand someone being obsessed with Genshin Impact because it's such a good fucking game. But any of these are like Nikkei, Snowbreak. This is why do you think I'm making a gacha game, alright? I want somebody out there, I know it won't be either of you two, but somebody out there might be like, oh my god, I love this trash gacha game so much. I'm married to this game now. And it's like the only thing they care about, because this gacha games seem to have the power to be able to do that to people. So I wanna experience it for myself. Right, who wants my attention in here? Why am I playing this stupid game? I've got stuff to do. What do you want? Cherno. Okay, lovely. Yes, nice to see you too. Wait, bugger off. Right, so now I've just got to save for a weapon, I guess. Did I spend my energy? We do one more of these, I guess. Yes. Oh my god, go away. And I've got one pull. Well, I've already got all of these characters. How do I have all of these characters? Who am I even missing? Aren't I only missing Shield Girl? The one that I really liked, actually. Yeah, I'm missing. I like her. I want her. Okay, no, I'm missing her. I'm glad I'm missing her. I mean, if they give her for free, I guess. But, like, I really don't care that I don't have her. And I don't really care that I don't have her. She looks like such a 3-star. She looks so bad. She's going to be the worst 5-star in the game. At least design-wise. She's so trash looking. But I do want this one. So I got to get my Sirius at some point. But I really don't care about this one at all. At all. Gacha games come and go eventually. It will be replaced by another gacha down the track. Yeah, mine. Vidya, Kaguya, Kasana is waifu tier though. I want Acacia so bad. You want this one. You're like the opposite of me. You're like the opposite of me. Which is fine, but I just don't understand. I do not understand the logic. Okay, I got a weapon pull. I know I did. I got 2. Okay, would it be better to try and get Catcher's new weapon, or would it be better to get Marion's new weapon? I won't get either, but you know, on the odd 0.1% chance that I do, probably Catcher, right? Her support is crazy. I am pissed. Probably Marion. Alright, I'm trusting you here. Not that I'll get it. I won't get it anywhere. 0.1% chance. Oh, what a surprise. I thought I would get that. It's only 1 in like 1 in 1,000. I must have done 1,000 pulls by now and I still haven't fucking gotten out. I'm not spending gems on that banner. No, we'll save gems now. Yeah, and we're like nearly halfway to the next one. How insane is that? Yep, just like that. Right, I'm done. We're leaving. Got too much to do. Right, that is not the problem I'm looking to solve. Yeah, nobody really talks about this at all. Get a list of inventory for... Oh, that's play inventory. Oh, because I'm on inventory API, that's why. Get player currencies. Get player currencies. Project ID string, player string. After question mark colon string. Limit colon number options. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not very... Right. Returns promise Axios response. Player currency balance response. Results currency balance response. Links player currency balance response links. Right. Options any. Why is this documentation so trash? Configuration everything's like a link off a link off a link off a link. Their other documentation is not too bad actually. The one for what was it? The other one that I used recently, which is a different API. It's written out much better than this. It's much clearer what it is that it takes and what you need to pass it and stuff like that. This is like everything just gives it its stupid foreign name, and then that's another hyperlink, and then that's another hyperlink, and then that's another hyperlink, and nothing really tells you. But this is typical of Unity documentation. It's like they think you spent the last 7 years working on this like they did. So they're just like, oh yeah, everybody knows what a configuration parameter is. Oh, everybody knows what a currency class this. And it's like, no, we don't unless you fucking tell us. Like, we need to know what this thing consists of. But then, okay, you show us everything that's in this constructor. But like, you don't ever give an example of how to use it. It's like, fucking hell, like we're left to reverse engineer the whole fucking thing. It's so stupid. Optional access token. We don't care about that. Optional API key. We don't care about that. Base options. See, what the fuck is this? Base options. Any. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Base options any. How does that help anybody at all? Like, Jesus Christ. It's so... Oh, this documentation is so bad. Good fucking God. It would be funny if you were the Genshin enjoyer. Yes, what you think is funny is always funny. I'm going to leave now since I got IRL stuff to do tonight, so I'll rejoin your stream later tonight. Bye, Cappy. Alright, see you, man. This API is frustrating the fucking shit out of me. Also, this is economy 2.0. Fuck. Yeah, we're in economy 2.4 now. I'm still struggling to understand how to use this API. One thing which confuses me is there is a configuration API and a currencies API. Could it be that we first need to get the player configuration first? And I'll send it that. I don't know. I'm left to fucking guess. This API is tragically documented. Understanding the distinction between configuration API and currencies API is crucial for effectively using the Unity economy services. Let's break down their purpose and clarify how you might need to use them. So ChatGPT is having to guess as well. But yeah, because fucking Unity don't explain it properly. It's like they just say, you know what it's like? It's like saying, oh, I'm going to teach you how to be a... This is how Unity does things. They're like, oh, I'm going to teach you how to be a doctor, young, whoever, Kevin. He is what I'm made of. Fingernails times 10, ribs times 42, and they just tell little Kevin, little 6-year-old Kevin, every gram of the human body in every single part that it's composed of, and they're like, okay, so how do I get rid of this cough then, Kevin? And Kevin's like, I don't fucking know. You just told me like every body part that you have without explaining what any of it does, how any of it works, how any of it connects together, why you might have gotten a cough in the first place. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, how am I meant to take all this list of bullshit objects and understand how they all fit together to do what I want them to do? It's like, ah! That's basically Unity. They're like, oh yes, let us teach you how to use the human body. You have ribs times 60. You probably don't have 60 ribs. I don't know how many fucking ribs you have. Whatever, right? You have 10 fingernails, 10 toenails, and they just list everything the human body's got, and then expect that with that you can be like an Olympic champion. Well, we told you all the parts you need to use. What do you mean you don't? What do you mean it's not well documented? Fucking Unity, right? Anyway, configuration API is used to fetch configuration settings for a player. Includes details such as currency types available to the player, currency balances, and any potential overrides or adjustments. Do you need to call the configuration API first? In many cases, you don't necessarily need to call the configuration API before currencies API unless you need specific configuration details or overrides for the player. However, there are scenarios when you might want to use both. But we're not using... But what would be the point, right? If we're not using config data as a custom type within our constructor for the API for get currency data, what would be the point in declaring that? I think it's missing the point. So if it's two separate APIs, then I guess these things aren't even... I think what it's getting at then is that these things aren't even really connected to each other. Because currency data doesn't even understand anything that exists within the config data structure. So it would be completely pointless then. Can I run... I wish it would just give me code that I could run directly in the fucking console. I'm on my wit's end here. The problem is, right, this is another problem. The console doesn't let me link a specific player. So what it does is it generates a temporary anonymous player, which is about as much use as handing you a chocolate teapot. Because if you start getting advanced with this stuff, which we are now with this gacha system, then it's expecting things to be there on that player profile, and none of them are going to be there, right? I'm trying to access data that it's just given me a fucking random empty player account to test it on. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to test how things fit together if you give me this empty account to test it on? But they won't let you change this manually. It's actually starting to drive me insane. Actually starting to drive me insane. Let's just see what it comes back with, because I'm genuinely just fucking in the dark here about all this. It's just so badly documented. And it doesn't need to be, right? All you need to do is tell me how to talk to these objects and separate the data, so I can speak to the API and get things out of the API. But they fail to mention any of that. Oh, what a big surprise. Exactly the same result we always fucking see. An empty object with a balance coming back as 0. But here's the thing, right? It's saying it was rejected by the server. Again, this is what's confusing me even more. It's saying it's rejecting it at the point where it's trying to decrease the amount of gems from the player. So it's not actually failing. Success is not coming back as false at that point. It never says this, which it should. Player does not have the free gem currency, or player doesn't have enough free gem currency. It's almost like it's skipping over this entire bit of code. Like this is like literally doing nothing. But it's not even generating an error to say, you know, look, I can't understand the thing that you're trying to request from me. Oh my god! Right, so here's where I go from here. My issue now is I'm getting such a mismatch of shit that's coming back that doesn't make any sense. This script is quite complicated now. My gacha script is quite complicated. It has many, many phases to it, and it does a lot of stuff. And where it's saying it's failing is not where it should be failing. It should be failing before there. So, all I can really do is strip this script down so that it only does the one thing we're struggling to do, because everything else works. So the one thing we're struggling to do is not cloud save, it is economy 2.4. This is the thing we're trying to debug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip out everything else so that we can just break it down to its most basic economy request, so I can figure out what the fuck is actually going wrong. What's actually happening to this request? It looked like that would have closed that off there, I think. Well, let's just see what this does. I don't know if this will work. And I guess this is now going to need to be, because again, this is the annoying thing, right? I can't test this on an empty player profile. So this becomes a lot more annoying to debug. So what I'm going to need to do is create the script in Unity as a cloud code JavaScript, which we'll call test1, because I can't run it in the console because there is no currency on an empty player account on the console. Why would there be? Which makes this tricky for me to debug. So there's my test1 script in Unity. Let's deploy that to the server. Check my scripts. We've got a test1 script here. This should be the one that came from Unity. Let's see if it'll run first. Again, yeah, the JWT is expired. What a fucking surprise. Banner cost is not defined. Right, this will let me at least try and get it into a functional script. Yeah, because that's left. Obviously, banner cost is left over from the previous gacha system, right? That we just stripped out. But it's still going to want a banner cost to find out if the player's got enough currency. So fine, we'll declare a constant banner cost, which we'll say is 1600. Now is it happy? Cannot access banner cost before it is initialized. What if I define it as a let? Like we did with eco and everything else. I'm not familiar enough with JavaScript, to be honest. Unexpected identifier 11.8. Let, but it doesn't like let banner cost because it's not a capital L. Apparently it's lowercase l. Okay, fine. Cannot access banner cost before it is declared. What? JavaScript. I fucking hate JavaScript so much. Right, I'm just not familiar with it. Oh, it's because it's because we say this cost is the banner cost times the number of rolls. That's why. Right, okay. So really it's 160 because it's going to times 160 by 10 for us there. Right, okay, I understand now. Number of rolls is not defined. Great. So we're testing a 10 pull. An error occurred. Config API is not defined. Right, so that's because we were using the currencies API before. Currencies API is not defined. So why, hang on, let me make sure these are both the same imports. So there's our import for configuration API. And that now needs to match down. That needs to match that. Okay, and now currencies API should be defined like that. Fucking bastard. Give me the fucking console. Where is it? There it is. Okay, currencies API should be defined like that. So anytime that we're mentioning currencies API, which is, I was calling eco before, let's just stick to Unity's tried and tested. An error occurred. Configuration API get player configuration is not a function. Well, at least we're getting something back now. Okay, so because ChatGPT is going to start hallucinating, and I'm going to start fucking hallucinating soon. Okay, I'm going to start off an entirely new conversation with it about this. I'm trying to learn economy, Unity economy, using Unity Cloud Code. I get an error okay, ChatGPT, new conversation. Let's see what it says. The error in current seems to be related to the way you're trying to call configuration API. I'm trying to call. That was your code, bitch. That was your code, bitch. Don't you fucking gaslight me, a little piece of shit bag. Alright. And which part is that supposed to replace exactly? Config API equals new configuration. Where even is that? I can't even fucking see that anywhere. What? Const config API, and this is just an example, but just here, it gave me a fucking script. Let's just try that. Right, does that fix anything? An error occurred. Cannot read property sum of undefined. What? Cannot read property sum of undefined. Now, to be fair, it might be because this player doesn't have an economy. That might be the kind of error you would expect to see when the player doesn't have an economy. So, okay, let me save this back, because that's a different type of error this time. So let me save this back to my test JavaScript on the local client. We'll deploy it back. It has to be deployed back on the server because it runs from the server still. but we need to see what happens when we run it from an actual game account that has an economy. It might work now. The problem is as well, we're calling the wrong script, so I need to also go in and edit my test gacha so that it calls test 1 instead. Yeah, we can't do that. Okay, we can't do that. We're gonna need a new test. Such a fucking pain in the ass. Run test equals, well, for now we're gonna set it to true anyway. Okay, so if run test, because otherwise we've got these gacha results and these raw results, and they have fields that this script just isn't going to understand, and it's just going to error up the wazoo. So what we need is a system serializable test result, I guess. Fuck, you see all the shit you've got to do? It's actually fucking insane. So we'll make a public class called test result, and all I want this class to have is a string of a message and an object of data. So now we have to make sure that our script test only tries to return either a JSON object, which it's not even doing at the moment. It still has a success bool. Fine, we'll give it a fucking success bool. Bool success, true or false. So it's returning a bool, true or false. It's got the string message. We also want to return a JSON object, config.data, and it gave me some weird JSON thing, whatever. So we called it data, didn't we? Yeah. I don't know whether that'll work or not. Anyway, we could try that. So then if run test, we want to var result equals test1 script, and then we want to just debug.log result.success. And we want message, and we want data, and we want to return the data as an object. Okay. And it'll disable it at the end anyway. Right, that should be updated as well. So we do need to deploy. If it ever lets me back in Uni. Fucking hell, what are you doing? Take your sweet ass time, why don't you? Because it's a good job I live forever, and like I don't have a finite amount of time on this planet. So I can just sit here and wait for a spinning wheel of death for like forever. It's a really good job that that's the case, isn't it? Fucking hell, what are you doing? Importing what? One JavaScript fucking file. Busy for a minute. Unity's fucked, isn't it? I bet it's crashed. It hasn't crashed, but it's having its little freak out. We try resaving it and see if it kicks it up the arse or something. I don't think it's going to. I think it's fucked. I think I'm going to need to end the task and go back into it. Yeah, something's not right. Like, this isn't hard enough as it is. Fuck my life. This isn't already hard enough as it is without Unity just deciding that it can't handle a simple JavaScript. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Unity is doing. I'm gonna have to end the task, I think. I think it's fucked. It does this from time to time. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I'm playing this for a bit. We'll just give it a little bit longer just in case it fixes itself. I don't think it's good. It doesn't normally fix itself when it does this. It never actually recovers. I don't know why. I wonder if it's because you have to use 3 separate teams in here. I wonder if that's why. Yeah, there's no way that's recovering. There's no way it takes 3-4 minutes to import a tiny little JavaScript. It's fucked. Let's just end the task. Which is... Oh, it's not a child process of Unity Hub anymore. It wasn't, and then it was, and now it's not again. So, good old consistency from Unity, I see. A default asset was created for test 1 JavaScript because the test asset importer crashed last time. Good job I've got it here then, isn't it? Wait. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose you. Alright, let me just close all these notepads. I've got like 1 billion of them open. The only one I care about right now is I want to make sure this code here is safe, because I don't want to fucking start it again. And I don't know whether that default asset that it created is that or not. We're about to find out. Cloud code test 1. It seems to be correct, but let's just copy the notepad version over just to make sure it is the version that I want it to be. Save it and redeploy. And we'll just put that to one side. Right, this one's to auto team my second strongest team, I guess. So let's ascend Yun Kan. Let's make that our priority. Garbage. Garbage. Hub supply ready to claim. Cafe still wants my attention. What the fuck is all the stuff's dead. We claimed that within 5 minutes, it's fine. Alright, get you there. Why is everybody dead? I fucking hate this game. Right, you can all be dispatched. You can all be dispatched. Can we now get some stuff on the fucking desk or what? No. I see, I don't understand that. Is it because certain characters don't do the front desk or something? Like, where are those characters that I just dispatched? It does say 1 of 3. How do I get to 2 and 3 then? I don't understand this. I just dispatched 2 fucking rooms of recharged characters. So where are they? This is what I don't understand about the system. They're not even here for the front desk. So the theory that some of them do front desk and some of them do management can't be true either. So I don't know. I feel like this might be bugged. I just dispatched tons. You saw me do it. I don't understand. I really don't. Whatever. Just quick recover. Fucking rip off. Dispatch you. There's got to be a bug in that. Because it doesn't make sense. We've got to fucking fix other games' bugs now as well as my own. Probably. Right. What do you want? Donuts, you fat twat. Don't blame me if you have a fucking coronary on the way home. Alright, so... God, so many fucking things to click. 30 energy. We are overcapped. So let's take a look to see what Yun Kan needs to ascend. She's got the cubes. She needs red these, which you can't. This is another thing that I would fix in this game. This is tragic. So first of all, why is it that the highest level of chip at end game I can get is blue? That's fucking outrageous. There's my first beef with that. My second beef is also you don't show me where to get them from unless I go all the way down. Well, yeah, I guess because you literally can't get purple or fucking gold chips in the game. That's just ridiculous. I probably don't want to spend 200 on these, to be fair. I'll probably spend 6 or whatever. See if that's enough. Okay, we can craft up. What's the lowest colour she needs? Is it purple? It is purple. Okay. Craft those up. And craft... Shit, we got 7. I overfarmed those. That's fine. Oh, she needs a gold anyway, so actually, you know what? I think that's exactly what we need. Look at that. Can we synthesize any of these? Can we, shite? We can make one of those. Okay, and we can farm these. So let's do that. She's 1 short. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course she's 1 short. Oh, I'm literally 1 short as well. Okay, well fuck you. I'll buy one out of here then, you little bitch. Grocery search. I only want 1. I want 1 purple one, you little bitch. Give it to me now. I can only buy them in packs of 5. Of course I can. Right, whatever. Get a fucking pack of 5 then, you little bitch. Right, now we can... Is it gold? I was gold I needed, wasn't it? Right, now we're going to send her... Fucking hell. And then when we do our raids for the team, it should be a bit stronger. So clan, let's feed this fat twat. He loves these apparently. Eat me out of house and home, little shit. Do this because it's only a click. Alright, so now we can do this and get a slightly better score hopefully, because I don't know if she's got her own gear though. Does she have her own gear? Well, there's not. Only do so much. Right, just do what we can. We ascended her and leveled her up 5 more levels, so whatever our damage number is will be higher than what it would have been. Right, let's go back to my piece of shit. So we updated it. We're trying to get a fucking object out or something, aren't we? This is fucking insane. Services initialization exception. The cloud save service has not been initialized. Because Play Protected is still open. Because Unity crashed, or had to be forced closed rather. Player protected. Okay, there's my player protected class. It's on characters. So that should make that error go away. Sign in. Oh good, I lost my test object. Fantastic. Right, let me just come out of Unity and go back in, because if it fucking does it again, I lose all that shit. I don't know why Unity does this. It's like I save it, and then something crashes somewhere, and it's like it. Even though I saved it, it's in a previous state. The editor's in like some previous state. But if I close Unity and then go back into it, then it will be like it's saves some stuff when you close it or something, which is kind of shit. Because if it doesn't close properly, then you lose all the changes you made in the fucking editor, which I think is fucking ridiculous. I wish they'd do something about that. Actually, that's such a stupid way for it to work. So if you end up if you end up in an infinite loop, or you end up like for whatever reason Unity fails and you have to end task, something goes wrong, everything you did in the editor that day will be lost, no matter how many times you saved it. It's like it doesn't finalize its changes until you close Unity. And if Unity didn't get a chance to close, then you lost everything. And I think that's actually fucking ridiculous for a game engine, where things are going to go wrong from time to time, obviously. Anyway, whatever. I might give them feedback about that at some point, because I do think that's actually fucking ridiculous. And just say, look, can we not fucking do something about this? Like, do you not think that's kind of shit? Surely they could... Whatever function they do when you close Unity, it should just do it on save. Right. Success false. Message, an error occurred. Cannot read property of sum of unidentified. What the fuck does that mean? And the data is empty. Okay, and then I guess I have to do my third weakest team. Yeah, I do want Yun Pai to be leveled because she's amazing. She looks so good. If I want to get a higher score on this, I would just need to take my gear off my top characters and put it on these, I guess. I don't know if I'm really that bothered, but I do wanna level my Yunpai up. So let's just see what it would take. I don't think I'll have enough to do it. Can't do that right now. Not that one, it's that one. Yeah, we need a lot of stuff. Okay, let's why is gacha multi open? Add this line right after you fetch the player configuration. Okay. So she's got the 6 cubes she needs. It's going to take at least 6, I think. These things are a bit of a nightmare. What is it she needs? Purple. Or like, at least she only needs purple, I guess. Okay, we actually got 1 too many. And she needs 5 of these. Can I not just buy them out of my tips? Yes. No, I can't afford it. Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously. Can't afford those ones either. Can't afford anything? Ooh. I can afford 9 purple of those. I can get 1 gold from here. Go on then. Yes. Still need 4 more though. Alright. You can wait, bitch. I don't think this will be enough. Let me just go in through character because I can't remember exactly how to get to it from elsewhere. We can do 3 of these. This might be enough actually. I don't think it was. Is it? Yes. Just. We can only get it at 46. 46 better than nothing, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember to put my gear back on my... Give her chocolas. Give her scarlets. Yunkan we already used. It's Poppy and Anja. Give her Trisses. Actually, I should have done it the other way around. Because I think she heals the other one. So we want Erina, we want her to have Erina's. And we want her to have Trisses. Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, yeah. How you been out, haven't you?
What is it, Ken?
Let me
Ken
just.
is wrong.